The advanced features of word processor include formatting tools, editing tools, and drawing tools. The formatting tools are Format Painter, Shadow Effects, Superscript, and Subscript. The editing tools are Header and Footer, Columns, Column Break, Line Break, Page Break, Tabs, Indent Text, Margins, Page Orientation, Page Size, Find and Replace. The drawing tools are drawing shapes, putting the text in the shapes, borders, and shading. First of all, select the heading of the first paragraph that has the formatting that you want to copy to the other one. Select the Home tab and then click Format Painter tool. You will notice that the pointer is now a paintbrush icon. Drag the paintbrush icon to the content that you want to format. Now in this case, it's the heading of the second paragraph. Release the mouse button. Thus, you will see that the selected content gets the same formatting. Next, shadow effects. Shadow effect to a shape, you need to select the Insert tab button. Click Shapes. Locate and select a shape from the drop-down list and draw in the working area. Select the shape and click Format tab that appears under the drawing tools. Click Shape Effects in Shape Styles group. Pick any shadow effect as your choice is. Thus you can see the shadow effect added to the shape. Shadow effect to a word art text. Select the Insert tab, click Word Art button, locate and select a word art style from the drop-down list. Write your text in the text box that you want to change. You can change the text color if you want. Select the text, click Format tab that appears under the drawing tools. For adding superscripts, like in the equation a square plus b square plus c to the power of 4, first you write a2 plus b2 plus c4 and then highlight the 2, click on superscript and voila. A header is printed on the top margin while the footer is printed on the bottom margin. Now enter the text in the footer box. The text written in the document will appear faint. After writing the text in the footer section, double-click outside the footer box. Thus, the footer text will appear at the bottom of every page of the document. When you double-click outside the header or the footer box, or click on Close Header or Footer button, the original document appears on the screen. Next, inserting columns and column break. In these styles, the text flows from the bottom of one column to the top of the next column. To perform this task, you need to select the text of the document, select the Layout tab, then click Columns on the ribbon area. A drop-down menu will appear. Select More Columns at the bottom of the menu. Column break. When using columns in a Word document, the text flows automatically from one column to the next. If you need to stop the text in one column and start it again in the next column, then the column break is applied. To insert a column break, place the cursor on the paragraph from where you want the column to break. Select the Layout tab, then click the Breaks command. A drop-down menu with options will appear. Select Column from the drop-down menu. To specify a page break, perform these steps. Place the cursor in the paragraph where you want to insert the page break. On the Page Layout tab, click the Breaks command. A drop-down menu will appear. Select Page option on the Page Break section. Thus, you will notice that the current page ends and the cursor moves on to the next page. To add a section break in the document, set the position of the cursor in the paragraph from where you want to create the line break. On the Page Layout tab, click the Breaks command. Select Continuous from the drop-down list under Section Breaks. Thus, it will allow to insert a section break and start a new section on the same page. The margin. In MS Word, a margin is defined as the space between the text and the edge of the document. By default, a new document is set to normal, which means it has 1-inch margin on either side. Depending on your needs, you can change the margin of your documents. Moreover, the system provides 4 types of margins: left, right, top, and bottom. In order to set the margin in the document, set the cursor on the document, select the Layout tabs, click Margins option, select Margins, select Custom Margins from the drop-down menu. It will display Page Setup dialog box. Select the type of margin whose value is to be changed. Click the Up button. You will notice the entire document gets shifted from the selected margin by 0.1 inch for each click. Similarly, Down button to decrease the margin by 1 inch for each click. Finally, click OK. Page orientation and page size. Page orientation. It is the direction of text or graphics in which the document is displayed or printed. It can be either portrait, which is vertical, or landscape, which is horizontal. The default, it's typically portrait, but you can change it to a landscape. To change the page orientation, select the document or the page or paragraph whose orientation is to be changed. Select the Layout tab. Then click Orientation command in the Page Setup group. A drop-down menu will appear. Click either Portrait or Landscape to change the page orientation. Select the Layout tab, then click Size. Select More Paper Sizes from the drop-down menu. The Page Setup dialog box will appear. Adjust the values for width and height and then click the OK button. Generally, we use 2 types of paper sizes. Letter size is 8.5 by 11 inches. A4 size is 8.27 by 11.69 inches. By default, paper size is set to letter. Drawing tools. Working with shapes. When you click Shapes option, it will display different categories like recently used shapes, rectangles, block arrows, flowchart, callouts, lines, basic shapes, equation shapes, stars, and banners. Drawing basic shapes with styles. The basic shapes are triangle, square, rectangle, hexagon, etc. However, you can also draw block arrows, flowchart symbols, and callouts. Let us learn how to draw a few shapes and fill them with color in different styles. First, you select the Insert tab, click Shapes command, select the shape from the drop-down list that you want to draw. Bring your mouse pointer to the working area from where you want to begin drawing the shape. Click and drag the mouse pointer in the desired location unless the shape with the desired size is drawn. Release the mouse button. The shape is thus drawn on the working area, and repeat the above steps to draw other shapes. Select the desired shape. You will notice that the Format tab becomes active on the ribbon. Select the style and color of your choice from Shape Styles. Placing text in shapes. You can enter text within a shape drawn in MS Word document. It is done by, first you select the Insert tab, click Shapes command, then select the shape. Right-click within the box and select Add Text. Write the text within the box. You can also change the color of the text written within the box. Finally, click outside the box. Thus, the text will appear inside the box. Border and shading. When you are preparing a report or project on some topic, you may need to highlight some paragraph. The border is an outline given to a page or a paragraph to draw the reader's attention. This can be done by applying border and shading to paragraphs or to the entire page depending upon the user. Applying the border. To perform this task, first select the paragraph or the page where the border is to be applied. Click Border tool in the paragraph group under the Home tab. Select Borders and Shading option from the drop-down list. It will display Borders and Shading dialog box. Click Borders tab and select the type of border under Settings option. To find and replace a particular text with another one, on a Mac, if you have MS Word installed, and in the search box, you'll have to place the word that you want to exchange with something else. And then when replace appears, you put in the word that you want.